What's up? It's Loopee from Late Night Gaming, and I'm here with my co-commentator Tacster for round 4 of the Misty Mountain Spark of Rebellion Open. And you have the ability here to commentate your own game.
Yep,
right?
This is my game. This is round 4. This is one of the two or three undefeated tables at this point. So we're both 3-0 with this going into this game.
So you were running an aggro deck, I imagine.
I'm running the most opposite of an aggro deck as you could possibly have. The super duper control-y Iden that doesn't run nearly as many units as any normal deck would imagine that it would run, and it's just slow, dirtily, and trying to win through essentially attrition.
Right.
Stick one big thing after you've killed everything that they have that matters to them in life.
Or just mill them, eventually.
Or just mill them, which does happen sometimes. So it's kind of interesting.
This is the version.
30 health base.
And you main deck Vigilance out of Aspect?
Main decking Vigilance out of Aspect for versatility and healing and or destroying their deck in the control mirrors.
Alright, let's get to the match. I think that they decided initiative already, and it looks
Yep.
like...
I lost the roll-off in the first 5 rounds of this tournament, so I definitely knew that Picardy went first. And Picardy is the online name of the player playing the Boba deck. Picardy third, when he goes by.
Yep.
Or Nick as well. He's another Nick in our community, and he's the one I actually did the most practice before this tournament. So we both probably jam games, probably like, well, I don't know, probably like 15 games, or I don't know, over the few days leading up to the tournament. So this is kind of just like our practice, kind of moving to the next level.
Had you run this exact matchup?
Oh yes, no, I was entirely running this Iden deck into that Boba deck just a bunch of times to get reps against it and stuff, and vice versa. And we ran it the night before, and he basically kicked my butt, so I was feeling a little shaky. Pretty standard opening here.
You're just throwing
me fumbling my deck like an idiot. We have Inferno 4 start for me, Crafty Smuggler start for Picardy, and basically my plan here was to dodge ground, because if I dodge ground, he can't kill his super laser technician through ECL or any other method. So it's like, well, if I can stall the Boba ramp turn, then I'm pretty good, pretty happy. And then I just answer his attack with a make an opening, fully heal my base. That was
throwing it out
my round 3
style onto the net.
Yep, shut the cards. I forgo 2 base damage because at this point initiative is more important. I either have probably a force choke here or a power of the dark side that I'm going to use to kill that thing. It looks like I have force choke, so that's why I took initiative. Just no need to even take any damage on base here.
Yeah, and when your alternative win con is mill, you don't feel as bad about force choking people.
No. Yep, force choke on Boba. I mean, that's perfect answer to a Boba unit. Certainly don't like falling behind and stuff. Another Boba unit.
I think he actually,
what am I gonna do?
I think he actually drew the Boba.
Did he actually drew that from
the force choke?
Well, damn. It's a foil Boba. That's what it looks like. So shiny. So, drew first blood. I'm winning.
He decides that initiative is important.
I'm trying to remember. I think I literally drew into another force choke here. But I was like, well, choke. And we are going to the Boba turn with no ramp having happened on either side. One, because I don't run ramp in blue-red, but stopping the Boba from doing that by not giving any options, it leaves them with just resupply, which feels pretty good on my end. Looks like I have an Avenger of Anguish, an Entrenched, and that might have been a force choke. Don't. There's a takedown. Let's take down. So I'm probably going to take down this Boba unit.
I think it's also an interesting counter to Boba Fett, just like not playing units doesn't allow him to use his ability.
Naked Bosk. Yeah, I think it's just take down Bosk unit instead here. It does a little bit more.
Yeah, you can't let the him play
And
events
then
to
we'll
kill
see
your
Boba
space.
come out. I'm gonna heal. He has no bonus resources to gain. He just puts 4 more on me. I take initiative, and then I do the play that is my best play of the game at the opening turn here. I do remember this play. So what's the best kind of Boba Fett is the question we have to ask right now. We're playing pretty quick here. You sure you don't have this at like 1.5 times speed or something?
No, you just
I
have.
think we played this matchup enough that like we're kind of cruising.
Yeah, we're already on 6 resources with no ramp.
Base. Why did I do that?
It's the best play of the game.
That's not the best play of the game.
I think he attacked with unit Boba.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing here. I have a brain. I know what's happening. I pull out Iden. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Like I was like, oh, I knew what happens this turn, or essentially around this turn, but I didn't know the order. I'm waiting for a fire spray to come out and an answer to it. So I'm holding resources back, but I could have otherwise dealt with the board on the other side and reduce some damage. I'm pretty sure I'm sitting on a vanquish. Super laser attack.
Open up a 4th resource.
And so at this point, I saw that. Oh, okay, it's the next. I'm mixing my games up. See, still the best play of the game. Entrenched is a fantastic card and kind of wins you games.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Entrench the Iden, boom, I kill Boba.
I actually moved my turret deck to run 3 entrenched. Very good card.
Boba still hasn't gotten any resource resets this game because I just haven't given. Like the only unit I played is an Inferno 4 and now Iden. So
he does get a 7 fleet out.
Do I even make the opening? No. Up to 7 resources, I think. Pickerty's going to 8 here with his ramp last turn, if he resourced at all. I think he did.
He did. I think he decided not to do it in the end.
That's, yeah, fair. I mean, you don't need to go to 8 with Boba, necessarily. There's a lot of answers that I could have to deal with these things. I don't remember which one I take. It might just be trade. Yeah, trade with Boba unit, save 3 health, heal 1. I feel like that's a fine use of Iden's ability. If I drew a Vigilance, I can just kill that dude and heal 5 too.
It's always challenging keeping the scoreboard up to date with Iden. A Bear Vader. That doesn't feel good. So what kind of removal are you looking at for the different threats in a Boba deck?
Make an opening is a big one for the crafty smugglers and the 7th Legion defenders. Force choke for Boba units, force chokes for Bosk, open fire to kind of clean stuff up here and there, entrench to basically sit down Boba leader, Fett's fire spray, or Vader. If you, it's 2 resources to turn off a unit essentially in this matchup, which is huge. For so basically, I just threw that into base. I claim with 7 resources not used because I'm just going to super laser that board.
Right.
That's a pretty solid board. That's the last Boba unit. It's one Vader unit down. We have seen no fire spray, so there is definitely follow up to be had here
Yep.
from the Boba side.
Yep, and I think he you get your Sift from the Inferno 4 as well.
Yep.
I think he has Emperor's Legion, but in the sideboard.
Looks like I kept both of them on top. Take my heal. He takes the initiative with just Bosca board, which feels pretty good to me. I think his hand is mostly like events at this point too. I think he's getting kind of choked up on the not great Boba draw. Whereas like the only thing he wants to see is Vaders and fire sprays. Like, but even then, at this point, if I can answer one threat around, I'm kind of okay. Honestly, the tricky part is, and every deck that I lost to in this tournament was a Vader unit player, a unit that was in villain green that had the Vader unit.
Right.
Vader unit is kind of hard to deal with control because it's always going to 2-for-1 you essentially. Like, I mean, it's pulling a card from your deck, not from your hand. So, there's just without overrolling barrage. Like, yes, you can super laser blast it, but like you only get so many of those. It's hard to actually stay ahead against the Vader leader unit, and you can play Avenger, but they're going to choose the crappy guy, and then you're going to need 5 to base, and then they're going to play something else, and it's just going to be hard. All right, so here we are kind of just cleared up the board between Force Choke and Vanquish, and we'll take 3 more damage. It's not the biggest deal.
I think he went down to 12 somewhere in there. He's at 8.
Did I miss taking the damage from the 7th Fleet? I kind of didn't see that.
So he gets a surprise strike there for 6.
Still not really close.
You have 12 health left because of the 30-point base.
Yep. I think this is a Vigilance turn here, too. For 6. We're going to kill that and heal 5. Then we'll heal 1 with Iden after this, too.
Yeah, so...
Figured he didn't even have any follow-up units here, so, like, clear board going into 2 round is the perfect time for Iden, and now I have Avenger in hand, I think, so it's just going to be whatever he plays, just get Avengered, and that is going to mostly seal the game.
Well, that's something you could Avenger.
Hilton. Now I just show him all the pain that's coming. Take down, Vanquish.
Power the Dark Side and Avenger.
Power the Dark Side Avenger. You got a fully loaded Childson.
He wants to cry.
So I mean, you can waylay it, but it's going to just come back. Childson's also pretty good against Boba. If you can sneak it down right as Boba unit's coming out after he's played some stuff before, like you can there's windows against Boba leader you can actually kind of fit in a Chilson with that where it can get waylaid and they're not necessarily going to expect it. And a fully loaded Chilson is very hard to deal with.
That's true. Didn't even see the open fire.
Well, I didn't reveal it because it's not blue.
Right.
Looks like I'm going up to 10 here. Yeah, these rounds are still going fast. There's just a lot of them. There's just a lot of them, man. So many rounds. I don't know. Maybe my problem is not slamming Avenger earlier because I just like there's not a lot of answers from Boba's end, and I think like my play wise, like yes, it can't always answer the board, but it is my own existential threat that I just probably need to get out of sooner than I do. Okay, so Vader sacrifices himself into... Well, he doesn't actually die. He's got 6 on him versus Childson. Childson doesn't die either, so it's just kind of dumb.
So the probe droid shows us a Dooku. Looks like a super laser blast.
Yep, those are the only new cards from the last time. I think we're gonna slam base for the first time here. There's no reason
No reason
not to. I don't remember if he's going to tempt the super laser by throwing another dude in. I think he does, and I had 3 units. I think that's enough to just blow it up.
He still has 5 left. 4 left. Nothing to come back at after the blast.
No, but I'm like even ahead on health and base damage at this point by a lot. So
right. No, I think
9 health versus 19 left.
This is, I think, the first Greedo we've seen.
Gonna play Avenger yet? Is this the time? Do it. Play the Avenger. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I still can't play Avenger and like Power of the Dark Side, so Dooku. Oh, Dooku's fine. I think I'd like debate like what's the right way of doing this. I should kill Greedo first before gaining the shield because I still can't die from it. Beat up about it for a second. I was like, no, you got to do Greedo first because I don't actually I'm not trading the Greedo. I killed it with my thing. And it didn't matter. We got a fully shielded Dooku. Fully health. You can see he actually has no units in hand. I think he's got 2 OBs and surprise strike and a waylay. Drew another OB. And he scooped. Okay. Yep. He's like, I got a steadfast battalion that's just going to die to Dooku and no units.
All right, so we go to game 2.
This is how you win control matches. You make your opponent concede.
From boredom or
like I just can't. Well, I mean, there's also like there is a time aspect. I think this match still took us like only like 20 minutes of the 55. So like we were doing pretty good.
Hey, you guys are going in a nice clip. I mean, he's sideboarding now and correctly taking out his consortium Star Vipers.
I threw in a No Good to Be Dead out of aspect as another card to just buy me time against Boba Fire Spray or Vader unit. And honestly, I only played it twice, I think, but I sideboarded it in every matchup versus Vader.
Yeah, I would think he's looking for any kind of spike damage. I mean, I imagine the times Boba wins, it's because of things like surprise strike hitting.
Oh, I mean, he's definitely bringing the change of hearts in. That's like the big one here.
To answer the big ones. Yeah, an event that has, or I think it's called event Iden, often. You know, this particular variant. I mean,
event Iden, yeah. I mean, that is essentially what it is.
I mean, and it is tough, and it's a very tough matchup for Boba Fett in particular, just because of all the things that are...
I mean, it's very stressful on the Iden end too. Like, not even just from the time aspect. Like, it's just the decisions are weird. It is not like playing a normal match, and the way that it kind of comes up, like there are things that it's just really hard to catch. Yeah, I wish I had something. What I really wish we had was a big, chonky, late game blue red ground unit. Palpatine's fine. I am only running 2. I wish I had run 3. I absolutely would have run 3 into all these decks, and I had it in my sideboard. I took it out the last minute for something else. Probably that No Good to Me Dead. But overall, like the idea of having more chonky ground units late game would have done me massively better. Like, I'm just trying to think. There's not a lot of options. Like, Palpatine's the top of red. I could have run the Suppressor AT, and that might not have been that bad. You don't see that card getting played at all.
Yeah.
It might have been all right. It shuts down the ground for a round. Kind of shuts down me. Like, it's a stall, and it's like you basically play outmaneuver the turn you play it.
You're talking about the walker that exhausts all ground units.
Yeah. This is why, like, I think you can really see why green Iden shines, and like why Palpatine's kind of better in a sense of like they just have options for that, you know, ground. Right. You have the reinforcement walker, fantastic card, healing. There's not a lot of like it's a steady, continual source of healing if not answered with, fantastic, and it's like a comment or something or an uncommon. But it's super. You see it in draft all the time too, and then you have you can play the Blizzard Assault ATT if you want. Like there are other options. You can play 97th Legion if you want. Like there's a lot of options of big chonkers in the ground in green.
The biggest one is still Vader unit though. You know, I think Vader unit.
I mean, yes, and obviously Vader unit. Yeah, you can't understate how strong Vader unit is. Needless to say, I could see the event deck doing better too if we had something big and chonky to throw in the ground to block things up. And blue red eventually too, and I don't know that'd be an Iden anymore, but like I think like blue red control isn't something that has to go away as more sets come out. Everything's gonna get more tools. Even mono, honestly, the thing is, this isn't that far off from mono blue. The only red cards in this are like Palpatine for the ground force in the end, interceptors, and open fires and force chokes. So it's all removal. It's literally all removal stuff. You get all that removal in mono blue. You get cheaper vigilances. You got like I don't know. I mean, like it just like you know.
Yeah,
12 more really good cards in blue, and boom, you got a mono blue Iden deck.
Yeah, I've seen shades of greatness from villain mono blue.
All right, I haven't been talking. The game has started, and I'm just on my rant about the meta of everything. Looks like nothing happened round one because Picardy did not play anything, and I don't play anything unless my opponent does because I'm reactive. We saw a resupply for Picardy in that round, and it looks like he just resourced another resupply because he probably says, I don't need it because I'm already ramped into Boba. I know he was pretty worried about Power the Dark Side here, as he should be, because he can just walk into it and die. Unfortunately, I did not have it here. I think he might actually walk into it and just play the odds.
And I don't think he carries Bib in his deck.
No, he does not have Bib. I think I'm just trying to figure out what little thing to resource. 4 is not a ton to work with here. It's likely me playing one card like Takedown or something. Yeah, so Boba unit. Oh yeah, I remember what happens. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I take down the Boba unit. Unless I have a forced choke. And then he deploys Boba. Yep. He deploys Boba, but I don't think he has a follow-up unit, so I have a chance of drawing into Power of the Dark Side for next round. That would have punished him massively.
So you're tapped out.
Tapped out. I could wait until after Boba attacks to take a heal and lose the initiative, but I think like I'm pretty sure I do pass. Or no, I took initiative. I probably realized it's not worth it because I knew if I had a Power of the Dark Side, it'd be huge. But like, there's also a good chance he had something to play alongside that, but he did not. Mm-hmm. And I did not draw my Power of the Dark Side. I'm going to 5. He's going to 6. Here. I know what play I do here. This is my play that wins this game. Pretty much.
Cell
Oh,
block guard.
it's the next one. Yeah, cell block guard, dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have an open fire in hand. So if he runs into it, I go boom. Your Boba's dead.
Yeah, Bosco's
But now
gonna
he kills
answer
with
them.
Bosk. I was like, well, that feels sad. So now we go to Plan B. Wrench the Boba. Worthless Boba that can't get any units back or any resources back, and it's just gonna sit there until he inevitably dies to Super Laser Blast. Yeah, entrenched MVP card for me. I mean, people are going to start running some upgrade removal, I think, in general, as people start playing more upgradey decks. But I don't know. It just does so much for 2, especially in a deck where you're really not running the units. Like the risk is the upside for you to put it on like an Iden to punch up, because you just want her to live and attack units, and like it's just fantastic.
And it's not only that. I mean, I'm a proponent of entrenched in turret because of K2, because turret should be running K2.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and
yeah,
an entrenched K2 is just a monster to deal with. I mean, if you get that done, I mean, aggro is done.
I mean, I've even entrenched my my Chirrut sometimes, just was like, I don't have any great options.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so now we've answered pretty much all the threats.
And Boba does not have a good upgrade hate card in the current set. I mean, he doesn't have access to Fang Fighter.
No, you'd have to go Confiscate, or you could run Bamboozle. That would probably be the spicy one, where all you have to do is discard a yellow card and you play it for free.
That's pretty spicy. It's pretty spicy.
It's not that bad. It's kind of cool. Someone should try it.
You know, and having
weird sideboard tech.
Having been playing this game for months and watching Boba Green, you know, evolved it. Academy training is not the worst card for Boba Green either.
But he sees my super laser. I'm otherwise tapped out. He's otherwise tapped out. I'm a whole round away from super laser, so I'm pretty sure next turn is just mitigate damage and blow up the board. I think he ends up playing a non-zero amount of units into this next round, which I don't think is necessarily correct, but I guess it forces the hand at me definitely super lasering. And this is also worth noting, I did not bring out Iden. I usually bring out an Iden at 6, because in this deck, like, because you're not playing a lot of units, it's hard to keep even on the board. You often want to play out Iden to stabilize a little bit more, especially if you don't have Super Laser Blast. But when you're in this situation where you have a pretty good play set up, I just wait until after Super Laser. And there we also vanquished the Vader, which really is mitigating the damage I took to the base. So we took 3 from the probe, and then we're healing 1.
Now he has the opportunity here to play a Fire Spray.
Does he have one in his hand?
I don't know that he does, but I mean, that's what he's looking for, I think, right now. I mean, you're down to 2 resources. There's nothing.
Down to 2 resources. This isn't even like that tempting. Like, this is not even worth super lasering at this point either.
Right.
So he took initiative.
Decides to take initiative with 8 resources remaining.
I'm pretty sure I just passed there.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know if he's trying to bait my Iden to come out.
I think he's trying to bait your Super Laser Blast, but...
Well, that too.
I don't know.
Well, like, Boba's not a threat. Boba's sitting there with entrenched. It's not actually a threat.
I just don't know why he thinks that would work.
You know, he gets more cards. I get more cards. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, make an opening. Yeah, that's going to be a heal 2 +1 with Iden. He's at 9. Yeah, he forces the hand with another Vader, which is going to pretty much say you should probably Super Laser Blast me. And this is the kind of position where you think you want to be in the deck. You want them to know that you have the super laser, or you want to at least think that they know that you have the super laser and just threaten them with it and make them nervous.
Plays a 7th Fleet Defender into the Space Arena.
I think he ends up throwing a Cartel Spacer out here too, in case it wasn't tempting enough. Because to be fair, like I could have another make an opening and a vanquish, and we could be at the whole thing over again. No, he doesn't play. We spend everything to just wipe the board.
So now he may have a Emperor's Legion to recover. That would bring back 3 cards, right? 2. And then it does.
Yep. That's pretty solid.
Right.
Well, we have seen a lot of Vaders. I guess the other notable thing about why this match has been a little one-sided is there have been 0 fire sprays, I think, so far in 2 matches. Like, right, there was none in the first one, was there? Or did I answer it right away?
Yeah, and I don't think he has.
There's not been a fire spray that smacked base, at least, if there was a fire spray.
Because I actually think a fire spray here is a little bit better than Vader if he had it.
Right, because I can bring out Iden now, and then I can start chipping away at whatever Vader throws out here. Maybe. Well, but that's not the best to throw Iden into.
He does have a surprisingly high health number.
We both do.
I was talking about Boba Unit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 3/5 for 3 with a great ability.
We're at 8. He's at 9. Looks like he has a monster-sized hand. Avenger. Yeah, that's a pretty good feeling, Avenger. He takes the initiative, and I think this is because he has change of heart here, because otherwise that doesn't really seem like it does much. There's the fire spray. I'm at 10. He's at 10. Yeah, we get the change of heart. I think I might vanquish Vader here. Or I bring out Iden, one of the two. Oh, no good to be dead on Vader. Right, there we go. I take 8 to my base, which is fine. I'll get my Avenger back next turn. No problems there. And because the change of heart still put him out of range for me, I'll play Fett's Fire Spray this turn, which is pretty big still. And we come out and play. Let's see all the shield off of her. Which I think I take the trade and take my 1 heal.
I don't know about that play.
So we got a 5/5 Chilton here. Another Avenger.
You have a power of a dark side, an Avenger, and a takedown.
Oh, and I'm confused as to where my hand went. It's like, oh shit, where's all my hand? I'm trying to like go through my resources, and then I realized that my hand was placed out in front of me because I revealed it for Chouts. Avenger back. Go to the next round.
I mean, if he had a crafty and some other small stuff, I feel like he could have developed his board before attacking with Avenger.
To like threaten me. I do wonder if he was worried about me vanquishing my own Avenger, but I was mostly of the thing of I need this Avenger, so I'm just gonna to weather the storm. I was like, I have enough health to what's it called? Okay, so he has another change of heart, so we're going at it again. And this is the part where we goofed up the gameplay state a little bit. So.
I think I was watching and pointed it out.
Yep, I think you're the one that pointed it out.
If I remember right.
Play 3 Power the Dark Side. She could choose my Avenger, and which I was okay with because I had another Avenger in hand. He's going to take the 8 to base, and this is the part where I did not kill my Childson, and it has to be Childson because Avenger, unlike Power of the Dark Side, cannot hit leaders for some dumb reason. That's 16 damage I've taken from my own units. We do eventually fix that error and remove the 5 damage from base, but
make an opening.
Ship right away. I think he only had 2 change of hearts in the deck too, so like, well, I did take half my base damage from myself. I more or less weathered the storm with all that.
Yeah, no, I think he needed to get you there. He decides to no good to me dead.
He no good to me dead. I forgot about that part. So then it comes back to me exhausted and sad. I think in between the round is when you point out the Childson play, maybe. I'm thinking of whether I'm resourcing or not here.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, there you go. You caught that. And then
I commented that the Avenger would have killed something.
Take the 5 off the base. Yep.
Is that System of Tollcraft a one-of in that deck?
It was a one-off, and then I put 2 more in place of the Interceptors, actually, because versus Boba...
Interceptor's bad.
Doesn't really do much.
Nope. Well,
it's kind of the same thing as a Patrol. It's about the same either way. Like,
it's got its place when you're running ECL, because
the Patrolcraft is more proactive. If I have excess resources to throw something down, I can throw the Patrolcraft down, and when they get something, it still will stop them.
Yeah,
it is better versus Fett's Fire Spray, whereas the Interceptor doesn't really do anything to any other stuff very well.
Right. So he gets a barrage off to kill Iden.
No, he only did 5 damage. Iden's at 1 still. Dooku
can still get the 7th fleet, even with the extra health. And also
4 turns later, my Avenger might actually be able to do something. I think you can play a Fire Spray here. Hit the base. Spray. I don't think I have an answer to that. I can choke that. which is good because that sets me up to be able to take that out with the Avenger. That's why I did that. So then I take 5 from Fire Spray. Oh, I think, did you surprise strike it? Or did we just, weird number? Okay.
It's 19 to 8.
19 to 8, but we're going to have full control once the Avenger swings in for 8 here.
Yep.
I think that's actually lethal. So it's 16 plus 9. Yep. So I don't think he actually has any answers to my board here. So the one swing of the Avenger, that's all we really needed. No. I guess we got Vader.
Check his list.
This is the last Vader.
Yeah. And he does run 3 Waylays. I haven't seen any.
He played 4 Vaders. I mean, the thing is, the secret about the Iden deck, there's nothing worth waylaying other than like Childson, and even then he's going to come back the same strength. Like everything is coming back with some kind of bonus effect. So I'm guessing Iden dies here. I think I just go face.
Well, right. I mean, he needs to be able to prevent lethal. And I don't think he can.
Yeah, because Dooku and Avenger both present lethal. If I attack face, he has to claim, essentially. And I don't think he can do anything either way.
Right. In fact, I think
he could waylay. He could waylay here, but
right.
Yeah. And then I think I have 9. I haven't played anything, so I just play it back down. Or take initiative, either or. Take down the Vader, sure.
And the Boba.
Take down the Boba. Clear board, clear skies. Just Dooku got to hit the base, and I think he scoops it up right there. So.
All right, so that is Event Iden.
That's it. A lot of rounds. It went pretty fast, but it was a lot of rounds. Just a lot of play one thing, kill one thing, pass.
Right.
Maybe heal.
Right, and it's one of those slow, agonizing deaths to Event Iden too. I mean,
I know it is kind of like that's kind of like the demoralizing thing, like where it's just kind of like, well.
I mean, if you get to 15 when Boba's out, I mean, those are the games you're gonna win. But I mean, if you don't, it ends up like this, where it takes another 15 rounds.
Yeah.
All right, so we will be back with more coverage of the next round. Any final thoughts about your game?
That went about as smooth as I would have hoped. That was like textbook how I want to play against Boba, essentially. Which for them, not the one game he didn't draw ramp, so that helps. And then one of the games he didn't have fire spray. The first game didn't have fire spray. Like the second one was a lot more grueling, but like
and
it was a good game.
That last game he didn't have a turn 1 play. I mean, when you still have
it's true.
You still have
he did not have a turn 1 play.
Right.
Some variance and
it's a tough that red Iden deck is tough.
It wouldn't have changed much if he had crafty, because I could have killed the crafty in round 2. He resupplied round 3. I paid nothing on round 3, so like he did nothing round 1. I did nothing round 2, 1 and 2, and it may be one less answer, but I don't think that changed the swing of things a whole lot.
Yeah, probably not much in the end. The entrenched on the Boba leader, I think, won you that game. I mean, he got relatively close. I think he had you up to 20 towards the end. I mean, if Boba had swung a couple of times, that might have been a different result. I don't think we saw Vigilance in the second game that I recall, so no heals there.
I used one on a 7th Fleet Defender.
And that's, I think, what the problem is. I mean, Boba does have a lot of low health units to where he doesn't have. I mean, if make an opening and Vigilance can kill everything in your deck, all your small stuff, that puts the red Iden in a real good spot. All right.
But it's by no means perfect. Boba, if it gets everything you need and you don't have the right answers for everything, still gonna be painful.
Boba can do a lot of damage in a hurry, as can, some of the hero decks that I don't know if we have. There's something we have coming up there, but that's a whole.
We got one aggro deck to show.
I managed to find them all. But all right, well, very good. We'll be back with more rounds. Keep checking out to the Madison Spark of Rebellion Open 1. Later.